I don't know if I'm made for this. Today, it's my birthday. I'm 49 years old, and that is honestly the most real thing I can say right now. I think you're told your birthdays are supposed to be an amazing day, and boy, I love when y'all reach out to me or I'm celebrated. I really do. It's hard, but I'm going to tell you what this last year actually looked like. And I need you to stay with me through some of the uncomfortable parts before we get anywhere hopeful. Because skipping the uncomfortable part, that's the whole problem. This was a really hard year professionally. And I chose this year, and that's the part that I have to sit with. Because as you know, I had a W-2 job, career in Hollywood, a real job with a real paycheck every other Friday. And I knew exactly where I stood every single morning. And I walked away from day to day. I'll tell you this, entrepreneurship is not what the content world makes it look like. It's sleepless, it's anxiety-ridden. There are mornings where I lie there and ask myself, what did I do? I had something real, I had something that worked, and what did I do? I blew it up and started something that I can't guarantee is gonna work. But I get up every day. I get up anyway. Because I don't know what else to do. I've worked harder this year than any of the 22 years before it. And I still don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't know if the path is going to sprout the way that I want it to. Now, I don't recommend entrepreneurship for most people. And I say that and I mean it. I think we've turned it to some kind of aspiration, and it's not. It's a very specific kind of hard that will test you in ways that you're not prepared for, even when you think you're prepared. Here's what I do every day. Put on a brave face. I show up. I help people. I plant seeds. Wake up. Plant a seed. Wake up. Help somebody. Wake up. Make a difference where you can make one. That's the operating system. And the brave face is real. I'm not performing it. I genuinely believe in what I'm building. But here's what nobody tells you about that brave face. Putting it on every day is its own kind of exhausting. Not because it's fake, because it requires something from you that doesn't always refill overnight. I've questioned myself more this year than in the previous 22 combined. Whether I'm good enough at this, whether people actually need what I'm building, whether I made the right call, whether my family is getting the version of me they deserve, whether my family is getting what they deserve. And that last one, that last part, that's what actually gets me. Now, I have more time with my kids now. I drive them to school. I'm there. And part of my brain still asks, is this enough? Am I present? Or am I just physically in the room while thinking about the business? Jesse Cole, the guy, my entrepreneurial hero and the guy who built the Savannah Bananas, he launched a baseball team with $1.8 million in debt. And he sold 2 tickets in 3 months. 2 tickets. And that team now has over 2 million people on a wait list. But there was a stretch in between those two things, and nobody talks about what that stretch actually felt like. I think about that a lot. A few weeks ago, somebody sat down with me and I didn't give him the brave face. I gave him the real version where I actually am, not the pitch, but the truth. And he looked at me and he said something I didn't know I needed to hear. Brad, you've only been doing this for 1.5 years. Yeah. Look at how far you've come. And something in me just stopped. Sometimes it takes somebody else seeing you before you can see yourself. I spent 22 years being the guy who could walk into a room with any expert, any professional, any person who had been grinding their whole life. And within 20 minutes, I could pull out that thing that made them impossible to ignore, the thing they couldn't see themselves because they were too close to it. I couldn't do it for myself. So I want to tell you what I'm grateful for. Not to wrap this in a bow. It's real. And I need to say it out loud on this particular day. My kids are healthy. My kids are thriving. My wife is happy. My parents are still here and they believe in me. My sister and my nephews and her husband are doing well. I have a roof over my head. I live somewhere warm, and if you know me, that's important. I play tennis, a lot of tennis. I play baseball. I get to watch my daughter get closer to driver's license, my youngest getting ready for her bat mitzvah. That list is enough. On my hardest day, that list has to be enough. Even when I want more, and I want more, I'm not going to pretend that I don't want more. I want the day I can walk into a room and just buy everybody coffee. I want to change more lives next year than this year. I want the $2 bill movement to reach people who need to hear that they are rare and they just don't know it yet. P.T. Barnum said, "The noblest art is that of making others happy. Not richer, not more impressed, happy." That's the whole job. That's all I'm trying to do. If you're watching this today and the weight of what you haven't done yet feels heavier than the weight of what you have, I see you. Maybe it's your birthday and it's just another year of reminding yourself of the goals you haven't hit yet. Maybe you're just having a hard Wednesday that feels like it should already be a different Wednesday. You are not broken. You just haven't been seen yet. That distinction matters more than I can put into words right now. Broken means the problem is fundamental, about your worth, about who you are. Haven't been seen yet means the problem is a gap in language and positioning and someone not yet having the right words to hold up a mirror. That's fixable. That's all fixable. Walt Disney was fired from his first newspaper job. You know what they told him? They told him he lacked creativity and had no good ideas. Well, you know the story, how it ended. Went on to build the most creatively dominant entertainment company in human history. Honestly, a company that I've always wanted to work for. I love Disney. Walt wasn't broken. Just hadn't been seen yet. Every person walking around right now has something they carry that only they carry. A perspective shaped by the exact path they took, including the detours, the failures, and the things they didn't choose. That perspective is worth something. More than most people will ever be able to see in themselves. I call it the $2 bill. You're walking around with one in your sock drawer and you don't even know it. And you know this, but I built findyouronly.app because that's the thing I know how to do. Find the rare thing, name it, put it in your hand so you can finally stop spending yourself like a dollar bill. I don't love my own birthday. I'll be honest about that too. But someone told me once, how good do you feel when you wish someone happy birthday? Don't rob other people of that. So I'm here. I'm showing up. Not because everything is figured out, because showing up is the decision. The readiness comes first. To everyone who's been rooting for me, who shared the $2 bill idea with somebody, who reached out and told me it hit them, who didn't cringe when I showed up on their feed for the 100th time, thank you. That is the present. That is enough. That is everything. You know, if you want to find your only, if you want to figure out what that $2 bill looks for you, go to findyouronly.app. Go there and I'll help you figure out the rest. Thank you for everything. I know you're rooting for me and I'm rooting for you. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.